pitchers. So today's the day for Max Fried, we hope, as Lane Thomas leads off and bangs that foul. And out of
5th innings just to get some outs.
But what does that say about Max Fried?
Is certainly one of those for the Braves. The 0-2 pitch to Thomas is popped up right side. Matt Olson takes a peek over near the stands to the warning track, and the ball curled for the Nats yet this year. Last year this man hit 21 homers. He doesn't have a homer yet this season here in DC.
You remember, he was so good. Surprised he got out of there. How they let him go.
Big league career. Thomas popped out. Hernandez, the number 2 hitter, is behind
the 0-0 curveball in.
5 out of 6 strikes.
Good velocity for the fastball. And it looks, Peter, like when he finishes, he's under control too.
Left the 0-2 pitch to Thomas over the middle. That's a better spot. Working.
As the bases are empty for the number 2 hitter, Cesar Hernandez, and just missed. And a full count.
Oh, good job.
Another pop to Matt Olson. And he puts that away.
It's such a competitor, and he's already won the world championship. Once you get that feeling, guys, you want that feeling every year. You want to have a
Max Fried working quickly. The 1-0 pitch is dribbled foul. And Mike Rizzo, the general manager here, said, we're not trading Juan Soto. That was a few weeks ago.
2 years of control of Juan Soto.
Fly ball right center. And Michael Harris will gather that in. And Soto and the Nationals are retired 1-2-3 in the first. Max Fried.
4K to walk ratio. Braves are 6-0 in Max's 6 road starts. He's also holding average.
Here in the second inning, no score. Runs. Little pop behind first. Long run, Olson back to the infield, and that ball is going to drop fair. And it's a blue pit for Josh Bell. Boy, has Max Fried been victimized by those all year or what? Will stand in. In a losing effort, this guy deserved the Purple Heart last night, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
After a lengthy pause, was able to stay in the game today, serving as the DH, and he might have just hit into a double play. The Nats do that a lot. And Cano, bad throw, but Olson's tag a little. 37 runs batted in. Tell you what, you're right, Peter. Max is using the inner half early on.
Both that 4-seam and the slider last time out.
And we talked about it. You know, now he looks like a different Max Fried.
That was a close pitch. 2 balls and a strike. Max Fried takes the ball as a starting pitcher. And he's back in the count here. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
I think days of preparation looks much better.
His fastball has a little extra zip too, wouldn't you say? On the ground, and a 2-strike hit. So Franco reached out and poked that ball up the middle. Fried looks into the Atlanta dugout. So they go to the veteran Escobar today against Fried. Gets a first pitch strike.
I mean, that
fly ball right at Michael Harris, and that is that for the Nationals here in Washington. Tres Barrera is the Nationals' other catcher, and he stands in for the first time and takes
fastball, strike 1.
And how about this, guys? I've been up there being himself, and the numbers are showing it.
Fly ball center, but right at Michael. He hardly had to move. There's the first out. As the number 1 seed in the home run derby. Of all the things that were glaring omissions, that Austin wasn't invited to participate in that comp. But I'm sure his time will come. It certainly did as far as the All-Star bid is concerned. I mean, can you imagine what that phone call was like? Not a game.
Yeah, it had to be an awesome feeling. You know, heck, I know his family's been hearing it through social media right here at Valley. I'm so happy for Austin myself.
On the ground, right to Dansby. He'll vacuum that up. Perfect throw. Robles is out number 2.
And now, quick message from
Braves. You gave him 4 runs. Game's over. No, Max Fried's record is when he gets 4 runs of support, 34-3.
Them hit ground ball after ground ball. So fun to watch.
There's another ground ball. Max deflects that to Cano, and the peg to first is in time.
Couldn't have said it any better. Braves hitting coach Kevin Seitzer, he went the other way a lot in his career with Kansas. Guys.
Thanks, Bertie, as this ball is whacked to right by Cesar Hernandez, and a last-minute adjustment by Duvall. As we said, the wind's blowing in all of a sudden.
Future Brave Juan Soto, apparently.
Really?
Can't believe the Nats aren't going to be able to sign this guy.
Well, it's still time, Peter. You never know.
Lucrative and long-term contract extension before today's play, and that now the Nationals, look, if they can't sign him for $440, insisted that was not plan A. Plan A was to have this guy be the focus of the rebuild in Washington, but with a farm system that's run.
BJ, do you think the uncertainty of maybe the
wow that you had with Strasburg, you know, being injured, you don't have a lot of. Man, this guy is so good.
A missile off the glove of Matt Olson, who couldn't flag that down. He was
higher average value for a shorter period.
Riley can't get that off the bat of a red-hot Josh Bell. That's headed for the corner. Soto's around third. He'll get the green light. Ball got away briefly. Bell on his way to third, and he'll make it.
Bell to a double.
They've got to buckle down in a 3-run game. Keibert Ruiz, the DH, hitting to a double play his first time up. And for a ground ball out here, it looks like, as Ruiz digs in. And Max misses high. Ball 2. The Angels next Friday night. On the ground, Cano will field that. Bell will score. Productive out for Ruiz. We've got a 2-run game. 9 to the plate. So keep on adding on if you can for Atlanta, as that is fouled.
But you got a lot of young guys that you got to keep pushing. And that Ruiz is one of those young guys that I think you build your
ballpark at this point, as that's fouled away. Mentioned Dave Martinez.
The bench, man.
1-2 count. Miss low. 2-2.
How does this wind blowing in affect pitchers, Peter?
When it's blowing
and driven foul again. Remember, Franco reached out and singled between. Max Long look in, now goes back to work, and it's on the ground to Riley. Tricky hop, stayed with it, and Austin's throw is letter perfect. Washington strikes for 2 in the
rate of over 10%. So what that means is
fly ball hit to left. Eddie is there. 1 pitch, 1 out.
You look at it because he has so many different types of pitches that I got to be patient enough that I'm not out in front on those off-speed different pitches, and he throws all of them.
Well, it's one thing to have 5 pitches.
Right.
The other thing is to be able to have 5 really good, effective pitches.
That you can.
That's the difference. You just described Kershaw, in my opinion. I think Clayton Kershaw had the fastball top, 10%. Spin rate's off the chart on the curve. Chip, take it away.
How about that swing and a miss from Trace Barrera? That's the second out. The Braves are an out away from.
I love the fact that he didn't break that pitch out until late in the game, the 5th inning.
That's when it gets fun. You can be adding multiple pitches, and not just pitches, but quality pitches. Better curveball from Ian the other night, so it's going to be fun to watch.
He's got an even count with Robles, and now he's ahead of him. You guys mentioned Clayton Kershaw, by the way. 62 pitches for Max, and a swing and a miss. He's starting to cook. Hall of Fame. A lot of great festivities on hand for a special weekend against the Arizona Diamondbacks. Hope you'll find out more. Go to Braves.com. 6th inning, a big one for Max Fried. He leads by 2. He's got a dangerous part of the order coming up. Thomas, Hernandez rounded out. High fly ball toward left. Rosario to the warning track. In the corner, has room in. And this one is curling off the netting foul. Soto is next. Even count. Ball 2. This one on the ground, and that'll bounce through on 3 hops, and the Nationals bring the tying run to the plate. The Braves interrupted his long hitting streak here last night, so it's lefty versus lefty, and that's taken low. Ball 1. Today, the Braves lead 4-2.
Pitcher to this guy, Pete.
Last couple of games for Washington, but one thing you have to factor in with Bell, he's hitting to an unbelievably high 18 double play.
3-0. Got to be careful.
Took it that time. 3 balls and a strike. Line drive into right field. That's down for a base hit. Hernandez is on his way to third, and the Nationals have him at the corner. That's behind him with first and third. Line drive into center field. We got a 1-run game. Bell is roasting hot. He's 3 for 3 and has 2 RBIs. Give him 50 on the year. First and second, the pitch. There it is. Ground ball right to Dansby. Cano, an easy turn, and the Braves lead is still intact. Ruiz has doubled up twice. 4-3 after 6 in Washington.
I was really surprised he didn't, to be honest. I thought we both had great chances of making it.
Did he give you a piece of the MVP, or did he?
Were the third baseman for the All-Star team that year. Well, Max Fried now with the 7th inning upon us. They see a 3-run lead. There is rain all around the ballpark. As we look up and off to our right, we can see the wet weather falling over there, but thankfully the ball. They've outscored him 6-3. Fried to Franco. Popped up. And back toward the today, so they wear the special togs. As the rain has begun to fall here. A swing and a miss takes care of Franco. Max Fried has his 3rd strikeout. And a strike. Escobar's flight out. And 1 ball, 1 strike. Infield looks to be in real good shape. No shiny spots yet. So with that in mind, Peter and Brian, what are the issues that play? 2 balls and a strike. As this one's popped out of play. Of bigger concern for us. Bertie, have you found a dry spot down there? Gotten to that point yet. At least it doesn't appear to be the case. As did he go? Ring him up. Nope. Full count.
The other issue is
Payoff pitch. And Escobar expands his strike zone. Back-to-back punch-outs for Fried.
As quick as you can. A couple games where it was light snowing, and we had to make that signal.
No balls and a strike for Tres Barrera. He's quickly behind 0-2. This crowd of 37,808. As Max peers over the glove and goes back to work. And missed low and away.
That was a funny sight. Everyone.
Late swing.
I talked about his efficiency. This is a 93rd pitch right there.
As we labor on here in the 7th inning, the pitch. Back to the mound. Fried's got that. Little flip to first, and we are through 7.